Hey PCWorld fans, Adam here with the Honorable Paul from Paul's Hardware.
That's what it says on my badge.
It literally says that, yeah. He is the honorable, like a judge, right? Is that?
Just in general, like an honorable person. We try to be, we try to live Gordon's legacy.
Oh, honorable, yes,
like
yes.
in that
yes.
sort of way.
There we go, okay.
To staying true to who we are and staying true to the people who watch our content.
I like it.
Try to bring them the truth.
Yeah.
I don't know,
I like it, yeah.
I just made that up.
It was pretty good. And I'm trying to think of a transition. I can't think of one, so I'm just going to go straight into it. Paul, what were the rumors? What was everyone worried about after the 40 series launched? You get this. Remember, let's go back. Let's go back to the day the 4090 was announced. I know, right? And people were like, "Oh my goodness! Look how big and heavy this thing is. Mm-hmm. What is this 12 volt high power thing? Yada yada yada." And all the memes. Do you remember like? Oh wow, what's the 5090 going to be like? Bonk. Let's insert the image here. Also like
the air conditioner, on the side of a building with the fans. It looks reminiscent of the.
What's it going to cost? It's going to be like double the price. They're going to charge $3,000 for it. And Jensen got up on stage and said, "Oh hey, that was funny, but check this out. Like it's like the ultimate flex, right?"
So I got to be honest. Watching the keynote. And with all of those thoughts about the 4090 in mind and what's going to happen for the next gen, like the expectation is the top-end card is probably going to be big and powerful and throw everything at it. So I thought that Jensen was tricking everyone with the introduction of the card when he brought it out, because if you're listening, he didn't immediately come out and say this is an RTX 4090. Maybe he mumbled it under his breath.
5090.
Or 5090, see, still getting used to it.
Okay, we're tired.
Maybe he mumbled it under his breath or something, but he kept talking about it being an RTX Blackwell card. And I thought to myself, I think he's playing one of those games where this is a 5080 he's showing, and then at the end of the presentation, they're gonna come back and be like, actually, one more thing. All that stuff we were showing you, that was actually on the 5080, and here's the 5090. Ooh. And because the presentation went on so long with all the ramblings about the AI and the digital twins of the factories and all that stuff, I started shooting my video midway through.
Oh, really?
And I thought I was being smart. I was like, guys, Jensen's showing this, but I bet I have this idea, and I was pretty sure of it. And it wasn't until it ended I was like, wait, they didn't do that. So I texted Jacob to say, was that a 5090 or was it a 5080? And he confirmed, yes, that is a 5090, and that's how big it is. It's a true 2-slot card.
Yes.
Not even like 2.5 within their SFF rating, but actually 2.
True 2-slot, except for, like, I had this thought though, because I was excited. I was like, yes, small form factor. He even said it on stage. I was like, he's acknowledging me, yay! And I was like, man, okay, I can throw that in a fractal tear. And I was like, oh wait, no. Like this new dual flow-through design hinges heavily on being able to expel out that other side of the card.
Past the air all the way through.
Yeah, so if you put it in, a small form factor system like the Terra, that's what I use daily. You got two fans blowing straight, one blowing straight into the back of the motherboard, one blowing straight into the back of the power supply. I was like, so would you actually call that a true 2-slot card if you need to make sure you have to have, because I mean you can offset, then it's like, oh okay, well you just kind of move it out.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some way to kind of adjust for that, but you have to have that like area to not blow into, right?
So I did briefly talk with the guys from Falcon Northwest. They have their Tiki mini ITX chassis that they designed themselves, and I can't share any of the information that they shared with me, but they spoke positively of the performance within even their smallest case. So that's the only practical information that I can share, I think, without getting in trouble or anything, about optimistically. Hopefully that'll be okay. And then another thing I think is for a lot of the mini ITX chassis that have come out, a lot of them that are the two-side design are designed for the large 40 series cards that we currently have, and even maybe 3-slot cards. So maybe those kinds of cases will have a little bit of extra breathing room in there for the air to blow through and exhaust.
I mean, because the 30 series already had that blow-through design. Now it's just super important because that's what it's hinging on, is saying, hey, you're going to blow everything through those fin stacks. So it was just a thought I had. Is it really a true 2-slot card if you need to make sure you have room? But so I guess in a traditional, case tower, it doesn't matter. So.
And that's a very good question. Another big question for me is, obviously they wouldn't put out that cooler on the 5090 Founders Edition unless it had adequate cooling, and they're claiming it has really good cooling. But all of these add-in board partners are showing us cards that are 2 or 3 times the size with
Very
3 or
large.
4 slots. Is there going to be a huge delta in performance between these add-in board partner cards and the Nvidia card? Or did Nvidia's engineers really just hit that home run that they've managed to get that much cooling out of a cooler that's that small? What I'm kind of hoping is that we have a bit of a reset to back before the Founders Edition first started to become a thing. Because back then, Nvidia would have a reference design that they would put out that was fine. And then the add-in board partners could come and be like, hey, we've spent a bunch more time on this and developed a cooler, and now we can run this chip cooler and we can overclock it and we can provide a tangible benefit to these cards that are probably going to cost more because they're the overbuilt ones. I would like it if the 5090 becomes like the best option for people who have the money. I'm not trying to pretend everyone's got $2,000, but if the 5090 is the best option for like a small form factor environment, because that's where it will fit, but the larger size cases and larger size cards still can maybe outperform it by a little bit, maybe just a little bit better cooling, maybe a little bit better overclocking, to kind of give the add-in board partners, kind of throw them a bone a little bit. Like,
Actually, that is a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that because, like really if you think about 30 series, the 4090, the difference between the founders and the add-in board partners were, it was not a ton. It was already juicing it.
And
It had a really good
founders
card.
are all the bin chips that Nvidia keeps for themselves too.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's
So
like,
really, the benefit of getting add-in board partners is availability. Obviously, it's not everyone can buy a Founders Edition because it's you can't always get them. Taking aesthetics. I mean aesthetics, right? Like everyone's got different aesthetics.
More options.
More options like that. But then cooling, because a lot of them did have bigger designs for more adequate cooling. So what you're saying, you think that maybe we're going back to those days where not only do you get better cooling, but that also means better performance compared to the Founders Edition?
So the only way I've maintained sanity for the past couple of years is by being optimistic about things for no reason. So that's just me being optimistic about things for no reason. I think that would be like just sort of a playing field where everyone kind of gets a turn and it'd be fair and everyone could be happy together and be friends. And that's
buddies.
my idea. But I did have this moment during the keynote when I was convinced that the 5090 he was showing was actually a 5080. And
Which it is. It's the same exact design.
Yeah,
so.
but I was like, he's showing a 5080 there, and he's going to pull one more thing at the end, and he's going to pull out the 5090 and tell us that all the earlier numbers are the 5080. And that's what I had to call Jacob about to confirm, and verified, thankfully, that it was the 5090. And yeah, some really interesting details on that card. Like, did you see the close-up how the fin stack is actually a little bit convex?
Yeah, actually, I was able to do an interview with one of the
Or concave. Concave, I think,
yes. I
My bad.
as well.
My bad.
I had an interview with one of the engineers going over the design of that. Super interesting stuff, like a lot of fine details to the actual card. So
it's like little things that can make a difference like that.
Which is a flex, for sure, yeah. So, but yeah, we're just gonna have to see performance, we're gonna have to see, power, we're gonna have to see the thermals, all that kind of stuff. So
Thermals
TBD
are
on
a
that.
big question.
Yeah,
Thermals.
but you were talking about optimism. I want to end this off by asking a question. How optimistic are you for whatever Radeon has in store?
So that's
That
was the other side of the story, and there's a lot of people interested there because AMD has the biggest opportunity to spoil Nvidia's party, and I hope that's what they do. AMD, we don't know all AMD's financials, but they have the opportunity to price their cards within a certain range of how much it costs them to develop and make. And we're hoping that they can make those margins very slim so they can put the screws to Nvidia.
Wow,
and
you're hoping Lisa Su gets paid less? How rude.
I said months ago that I think another weirdly optimistic thing, I'm hoping Nvidia is doing so well with AI. Maybe I said this last time we did an interview together.
Oh yeah, maybe.
That I hope Nvidia does so well with AI and they make so much money that they're like, okay, we don't need to make maximum profits with the graphics cards anymore. And hey, for the pricing that came out, I'm not saying it's good. It could have been worse. The RTX 5090 could easily have been a $2,500 card, and people would have been like, okay, that's what Nvidia does, and people would have still bought it, right? I'm pretty sure of that.
I do wonder. Sorry, I said I was going to ask a question, but I got one more question.
We can keep going.
Yeah. I did have a thought. I was talking to somebody earlier. Actually, I'm lying. They had the thought.
Okay.
theorizing
Now
on
it's your thought.
Yeah. Now it's my thought.
Stole
I'm just
the
going to take it. Yeah. Is that? Do you remember the leaks? Everyone was almost convinced that it was $2,500.
Yeah.
So then when he came out and said 2,000, everyone was like, "Oh, great! At least it's not 2,500." Because really, I mean, it increased by $400, and I don't see that much like outrage pony writing on the internet right now about it, right? Like, I mean,
so there's two ways to interpret that. One is that early pricing leaks are notoriously unreliable because often retailers will they'll know a product's coming in, they'll create a SKU for it, they'll create the web page that you would go to buy it so that they can start making marketing campaigns and linking to it and everything. They don't know what the price is yet until probably the last day or the day it goes live. They put a placeholder price. It might be whatever the product manager thinks the price is going to be. So that's like the
wait,
less.
You don't like rumors? What?
Well, I like rumors, but I'm just saying the pricing rumors in particular pre-launch, especially for something as big as RTX 50 series, huge grain of salt on that. Like the technical details I think that came through were a little bit more on point, but there's a lot more potential source for incorrect pricing information. Mm-hmm. The other side of that, if you want to be a little bit conspiracy theory about it, is that
why not? Nobody's listening.
Perhaps Nvidia encouraged. I don't want to say they planted anything. Obviously, that would be baseless on my part, but just speculating. Maybe there was some encouragement on the Nvidia side that, oh, if people think it might be $2,500, then like you said, bringing it at $2,000, and people aren't going to be too upset about the $400 price increase.
I was waiting that no matter what price increase, people were going to be like, what the? But then now,
Yeah.
like, I mean, of course, it's not easy to stomach as a $2,000 card that is, coming out.
But I think
it's not. People aren't as angry as I expected them
but
to be, I guess.
the 4090 has been 2,000 for like a year though. Like it's been really hard. Like the cheapest was like 1,800.
True.
And
Good point.
Yeah,
That's the other thing too. Like people always say like, oh, the MSRP of the 4090 is $1,600. Yeah, that's the founders. AIB partners don't really hit that price point. So really, like, yeah.
Like the second most upsetting thing that Jensen said on the stage was that the 4090 is a $1,600 card. The first most upsetting thing was that a 5070 is a 4090. That's like, yeah. I wish he hadn't said that. I would have been so like all mostly positive about the launch if it wasn't for that misleading statement, which I have seen distributed across the internet pretty willy-nilly in the past few days. Like there's lots of people like, I'm getting a 5070, it's just like a 4090. No, it's not.
I mean, in specific scenarios,
that's with
potentially
multi-frame generation, which is an interesting technology. You can do a 3x, you can do 4x, you can get more frames. If you're playing a single-player immersive title and you want a nice smooth gameplay, that's good for that. They're not equivalent to like pure rasterized frames. There is stuff going on in the game engine, especially if you're playing a fast-paced shooter, that you won't see with the generated frame because the generated frame is based on the old frame and it doesn't have any new information that somebody just came around a corner or you just moved this way instead of that way. So they've done a really good job with it, and I want to be more positive about it than I am being, but I have to instead like try to reiterate this point again that a 5070 is not a 4090.
Yeah.
It's only using MF
DLSS.
multi-frame generation,
multi-frame
DLSS
generation.
4.
Yeah.
So, yes, spread the word, everyone. Like
spread the word. Tell your friends. Call up your parents, your grandma. If you haven't talked to her in a while, just buzz her. Say, hey, listen, I want to let you know Paul wants you to know.
Let her down easy. She's going to be disappointed.
So
obviously, but
and
then
she
can
don't
get back
forget
to
to call her.
her Twitch.
Come on, just call her more often. Tell her Paul sent you. Yeah. So anyway, thank you, Paul, for making this video.
Thank you.
Even though we were both very tired and obviously very.
I
punchy.
feel like you're more tired than I am. I've been actually having a pretty smooth CES so far, so I'm.
Oh yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, we texted. You were like, oh yeah, I'm going to bed early. I was like, oh, that's
right.
great. I wonder how that feels.
I could come to enough CESs and eventually get a system down, I guess. I don't know.
This guy. Anyway, thank you so
all
much.
thanks to my editor, Joe. Shout out to Joe.
Joe, hey, Joe's a good guy.
He is great.
Yeah, I appreciate him. And I appreciate you for watching. Be sure to subscribe here on PCWorld for more awesome interviews like this. Oh my God, I choked on my spit.
We're going to get you to bed soon.
Yeah. I need some sleep. Let's get out of here. See you, everybody.
Bye, guys.